Hello everyone, this is Andrew at Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing an English lesson all about 7 idioms about the body. So each idiom is related to the human body. So idiom number 1, to get cold feet. And this means to suddenly become too frightened or nervous to do something important. So we have to do something important, but we become too frightened and we change our mind. Here is an example. Mark didn't ask Jane to marry him, he got cold feet. So Mark was supposed to ask Jane to marry him, but he became too frightened, too nervous, and he changed his mind. So we say he got cold feet. He got cold feet. Idiom number 2. To cost an arm and a leg. To cost an arm and a leg. So what does this mean? Well, it means to be very expensive. Very expensive. So here is an example. I'd like to buy a Ferrari, but they cost an arm and a leg. They cost an arm and a leg. So this is a very common expression that we use in English to mean very expensive. Idiom number 3. To pull someone's leg. To pull someone's leg. So obviously this is not a literal expression. We're not literally pulling someone's leg. But what does it mean? Well, it means to try to make someone believe something that is not true, and it is as a joke. So we are joking with someone, we are telling a lie, hoping that they will believe us. Okay, let me give you an example. So Jane says, "We have won the lottery, we're rich." And Mark replies, "Oh wow, that's fantastic." So Mark believes Jane, but then Jane says, "No, sorry, it's not true. I'm pulling your leg. I'm pulling your leg." So this means, no, I'm joking. It's not true. Okay, so obviously Jane here is laughing. It's very funny for Jane. But poor Mark is very disappointed that they have not, in fact, won the lottery. So Jane has pulled Mark's leg. This is a very informal expression, and it's mainly British English. I don't think this is an American English expression. Very informal and still very common. Idiom number 4. To have a sweet tooth. To have a sweet tooth. So this means to like eating sweet foods. So you really like eating things which have a very sweet taste. So let's look at an example. Mark eats 3 cakes every day. He has a sweet tooth. He has a sweet tooth. So someone who likes lots of sweets and chocolate and cakes. So we say that they have a sweet tooth. Okay? Idiom number 5. To give someone a hand. Or to lend someone a hand. So the meaning of both of these expressions, the meaning is the same. And it's the same, yes, it's the same expression. And the meaning is simply to help someone. To help someone. Example. My bags are very heavy. Can you lend me a hand, please? Can you lend me a hand, please? So this is the question form. We are asking somebody to help me. Another example. The teacher gave Jane a hand with her homework. The teacher gave Jane a hand with her homework. Okay, so the teacher helped Jane with her homework. Notice the form of this idiom. We say give someone a hand with something. With something. So the teacher gave Jane a hand with her homework. And here we also could have said, can you lend me a hand with my bags, please? So lend me a hand with something. With. Idiom number 6. To be an old hand at something. So what does this mean? Well, this means to be very experienced at something. To have a lot of experience. To be very good at something. Example. Mark says, my office window is broken. Who can fix it? Jane replies, well, you should ask David. He's an old hand at repairs. He's an old hand at repairs. So this means that David is very experienced at repairs. He has lots of knowledge about repairs. Okay? And again, notice the preposition that we use. Notice the form. We say to be an old hand at something. So at plus a noun phrase. So here the noun is repairs, but we could also say at plus a gerund. So an ing form of a verb. So we could say he's an old hand at repairing windows. And repairing in that example would be a verb acting as a noun. Okay, so the important thing is the preposition at. And idiom number 7, this is a good one. Keep your hair on. Keep your hair on. So what does this mean? Well, this means we say this when we are telling someone to stay calm. We're telling them, don't be angry with me. Okay? And here is an example. Mark says, I'm sorry, I've broken the vase. I have broken the vase. But Jane isn't very happy at all, and she is angry. She says, oh, you stupid idiot. You stupid idiot. And Mark says, okay, keep your hair on. I'll replace it. Keep your hair on. So this is very informal, okay? And it is quite aggressive as well. If you say this, it means you don't like the reaction of the other person, and you are telling them quite aggressively to calm down and to stop being angry. So be careful of who you say this to. You wouldn't say this to your manager at work, for example. You would only say this to someone that you know very well. But it's a common expression. It's a very common expression, and it's a good expression to understand. So keep your hair on. It means, okay, I understand, calm down, don't be angry. Okay? So there we go. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson. Crown Academy of English provides speaking practice with native English teachers through one of our partners, and you can click on the screen for the prices and more information.